Hello. Right, here we go. I've switched to the 5070 Ti. I'm going to have a look at Borderlands 4. Be interesting to see how this does, maybe up against the 9070 XT. We'll see. Obviously do the usual. Start off at 4K, we'll go 1440p and then 1080p. Have a look at a few different settings. I've actually just realised I might need to quickly just restart the game and make sure I override DLSS 4. Because I DDU'd all my drivers and everything when I switched over, and I don't think I did that in the Nvidia app. Look. Do make sure to drop a like on the stream as well. Try and get as many likes as we can. Let's just double check. Don't think there's been any other driver updates, not driver updates, but game updates since I last played either. What is it under? Graphics? I don't think the game's there. Let me, am I going blind? These are all the games I've got installed. Oh, it's there. I'm an idiot. Right at the bottom. So I'll put it on the latest. You can actually override frame generation as well, but obviously don't really need to do that because you can just change it in the game. So I'll put that on the latest. And let me reboot the game. Escape one, yo! Wouldn't bother. Now, last time I played it, when I tried 720p, it completely broke my game. I couldn't get it back to any other resolution, could I? You get 6 FPS more overall on the 9070 XT. We'll have to see. I think, at least at 4K, we had about 40 FPS, didn't we? 35, 40 at 4K. Or something like that. So we'll have to see how close we are to that. I'm at 4K here. 3040 by 2160. We'll obviously play native first. Badass graphics preset, DLSS. Well, this is DLAA. Got it set to full resolution, so no upscaling or frame generation. I think we've pretty much got everything maxed out. We'll see how that does first. Obviously, I won't stay on it for too long because it's probably not going to be that great, but check it out regardless. I think we got and we got Champions League on tonight, haven't we? So what game? I wanted to watch that Bayern Chelsea. What's that? 8 o'clock. I've got just under 2 hours. Try and finish this stream off in under 2 hours. Oof. Straight away, 21, 22. Oof. Yikes. Doesn't really feel like 20 FPS though. Am I going crazy? Why does it look better than normal? Pretty much maxed out on the VRAM too, 15.1. Pretty heavy. And the combat.
Witness vengeance.
Why does this weirdly not feel like 20 FPS? Like the other day when I was at like 30 or 40, it didn't feel like 30. It felt worse than 30 or 40. 20 FPS here does not feel like 20. What does it look like on the stream? Does it look bad? Oh, isn't that like fairly... frame time is quite choppy, but my 0.1% low of 18 is not really far off my average of 20. So although it's really low FPS, it's not stuttering or anything. At least no visual stuttering. And weirdly just doesn't feel like 20 FPS, I don't know. Why is that? Power as well is about 250, 260. So I guess much more efficient compared to when we were on the 9070 XT. I'm actually just going to take a quick look and see. I think when I thought we was getting 3040 on the 9070 XT, I'm almost certain I think I was wrong. I'm going to just check back to my stream the other day. And let's have a look quick. I think we might have had about 25, if I'm remembering correctly, but I want to just double check. Yeah, we had about 20. We've got an average of 24, roughly. Obviously, it's going to vary a little bit depending on where you are. So yeah, slightly less FPS on the on this. Little less FPS on the 5070 Ti compared to the 9070 XT. Looking, if I compare the averages between, we both see them, it's about 4 FPS less, it looks like. So, you know, give or take a couple either side of that, which is interesting. Am I going to refund this game? I don't think so. I don't think I can refund it now anyway. I played it for too long. I think I played about 8 hours. I think you can only refund 2, can't you? I don't think I'd refund it anyway. I don't mind the game. I see what the creator said about people complaining about the FPS on this game. No. No, what did he say? The big stutter there. Look at my low now. So yeah, kind of roughly what I expect. Really interesting that it's getting less than the 9070 XT. Obviously, that does vary quite a lot. Really depends on what the game is. Sometimes it's a bit closer. I mean, to be fair, difference in 3 or 4 FPS average is like obviously fairly close. It's not like it's not a humongous difference, is it? So I'm getting some stutter in there. Getting a lot of stuttering here. That frame time now. But yeah, as expected really. Fairly similar, I think, to what we saw last couple of days. Just the only thing for me, though, is 20 FPS. It just does not feel like 20. It feels like more. Which is really odd. But it still definitely feels low, but it definitely doesn't feel like 20. AMD is running a little bit better. Yeah, compared to the 9070 XT on here, like I was saying, we had about an average of about 24 FPS on the 9070 XT, so it's about, compared to our average here, it's about 3 FPS more. It's obviously, to be honest, that little amount of FPS is kind of, you need to really would have it in the exact same part of the game measuring side by side, because there's not enough variance there. Like, you could easily have that kind of variance depending on what area of the game you're in, do you know what I mean? So, definitely maybe slightly different, but it's not like a huge difference, really. It's hard to measure that exact accuracy from just doing like a live. I'll tell you what I might do first. We'll drop the preset down to medium. I'm gonna keep it at native and see what we get with that. Oh dear. We'll let it load. He said that you need the latest hardware. Yeah, I mean, he's not wrong. But even that, to be fair, I mean... I tried this on a 5090 and it's not particularly amazing. See what I might do here. I might quit to the... Yeah, it looks like it's doing shaders or something, because I'm at 100% CPU usage here. I might... let me just quit to the main menu. It did not like that graphics change. At all. Like, it must be doing shaders again. Chelsea, Bayern Munich. Yeah, I'm losing my voice. Aren't Liverpool playing as well? They're playing Atletico Madrid, aren't they? Okay, it seems like it's done what it needs to do now. That's why my frame time was going crazy, I think. Must have been doing shaders or something. So there, 40 FPS. That's with everything set to medium. We could maybe try low as well. That might maybe give us 50 if we go low. I don't think at native alone we'd be able to do 60. Even at 4K low, I still think we'll be under that. By the looks of it. But like I said the other day, on, you know, same with the 9070 XT and this, you can do 4K, but you do have to use upscaling and stuff, really, in like majority of games. It's not really going to be a native thing. Whoa, big stutters. Look how much my VRAM's come down, though, by dropping those graphics settings. Out of ammo. What, I've got no ammo. Let me know on the what the audio on the game's like too. I tried to make the game a little bit louder. It's been a bit quiet the last couple of days. Master Predator, yo! 5070, 12 gig. Yeah, I mean, that a 12 gig is going to be more suited for 1440p, really. Unless you do something like this, 4K, lower the graphics. At least in this game, the VRAM is kind of crazy high.
Ah, my river of fortune swells its banks.
That seems like way too many, no? I'm getting attacked as well. So yeah, we'll have a look. Switch it all down to low as well. Low graphics. Try hardware and box optimize settings. I don't need to. We're not doing optimized settings. I'm just benchmarking the different graphics and stuff. Don't need to do optimized stuff. So it seems like it's every time I change the graphics there, it does look like it's doing shaders. So yeah, that gives us about 50, which is roughly what I thought. This be somewhat doable. I personally don't need to. I'd probably rather increase the graphics a bit and just use DLSS. The fact you have DLSS 4 in this, you're not going to really notice any difference graphics quality wise. So you might as well increase the graphics more and then use DLSS quality or something. Probably do 4K high DLSS quality, get the same FPS, and it'll look obviously graphically a little bit better than this. On a 4060, what DLSS presets have you tried on it?
Rippers on the prowl.
Probably using frame generation as well. Have you tried frame generation too? Try optimize settings. But at the moment, I've got everything set to low anyway, so there's no lighting quality issue. Everything's set to lower, like the lowest. It can't go down anymore. So if we're getting 50 FPS here with the absolute everything set to the lowest, there's going to be no way you can optimize the settings at 4K to have 60 or anything. Like, it can't go. No settings can go physically any lower than this. Only way to get higher is if you use upscaling at this resolution. Using DLSS. And what FPS are you getting with that? It could be CPU difference, maybe. There's so many in this area. So you can definitely make it work. We'll see. We'll switch back to. I'm going to switch back to high and go DLSS quality. And I think this should be a lot better here. Yeah, there you go. You can do about 60 like this. I'd much rather do this. Settings like this, because you can actually increase your graphics a little bit, and you're not really going to notice too much difference with between native and DLSS quality. And you get better foliage as well, rather than having it all set to the lowest. Although we are still getting some dips into the 40s. I kind of prefer this one. At these kind of ranges, I can actually see what's going on. Whoa. You get 80 FPS at 1440p with DLSS with DLAA. That sounds very high. It sounds like you're using DLSS. I would expect maybe 60. I don't know. It does seem a bit high. I mean, I'll check it out. Because we're getting 20 FPS at 4K with badass settings. I would expect badass settings 1440p is probably 50, 60 maybe. High is 2 presets down, so yeah, maybe some areas of the map you're getting that. I imagine it drops down though, right? I would guess some bits you get in the 70s, I would have thought. Like, I would say your average probably isn't over 80, is it, the actual average? If I had to guess, but I'll check it out. It's high. High is 2 presets down, right? There's badass, very high, and then high. I keep thinking high is only 1 down. With the 4090 run this game alright. What settings? What settings, what resolution? $60 Celsius is okay. And what, the GPU? Yeah, absolutely. How come there's so many enemies here? Still stuttering a lot for me though.
You will be broken.
Someone's still trash talking me. Where are they? Is the 4080 to the 5080 worth it or not? Right now, no. I'd wait. We might get a 5080 Super, so I wouldn't buy a 5080 right now. Could potentially have a 5080 Super in next year. So let's see. Let's increase the graphics to their absolute max again. That brings it down to about 40. So that still doubles my FPS from native. Considering we had 20 to 25. Still quite a big increase. If you did want to go badass graphics, probably going to be looking at DLSS performance maybe. That should give you 50 to 60. I just realised in that area I've actually already done a mission there. Did that mission last time. Someone chasing me? Actually are. Which card would I recommend? 5070 or TI? Well, I mean, a TI would be more future-proof. But it's going to cost more. I haven't used a 5070. So I can't really comment. But if you're basing it purely on what's going to be more future-proof, it'll be the TI. The mission here.
It's unbelievable. A dastardly property crime in a quiet town. Well, quiet, other than...
Greetings, Toolmonger. Your cooperation is required in solving a murder. Has any of your inventory gone missing recently?
Only some of my most valuable tools. Bunch of fiddly bits, what we're tinkering with electronics. Whole mess of radios. Couple of premium quality acts.
See if we can get 50, hopefully 50 to 60 if I drop this down a bit more. You'd definitely be able to do it with frame generation as well, but let's just see if we can do it with DLSS. Yeah, 50 to 60. Honestly, I think you could probably get away with this. Like, quality's really not that different from DLSS quality. Even at performance, as long as you've got DLSS 4 overridden, the quality is still really good.
But no one ever goes there. They can't order rippers.
Very hard to tell the difference.
A hollow behind a roaring curtain. Yes, the clue must indicate a cave behind
What's
a
going on over there?
Many thanks.
Find, what's that? Find cave beyond waterfall. Where's the waterfall? There, over there. It's telling me to go that way.
My quest cannot be halted.
What's this over here? Got a little car. Still get some dips down though into the 40s here. That 40, 45. So realistically, you need probably ultra performance to stay above 60. You probably need ultra performance on. Used engine.ini. What did you do?
It's time to change my wipers. You're doing precious little ripping, aren't you? Really?
What can you do to boost the FPS? What settings are you using? Medium. Well, use a lower DLSS preset. That'll boost your FPS. Like I say though, if you're comparing it to a different video, your CPU's different. So it could be that. How do I get up there? It's not a 4K GPU. Well, no, it's not, but you can make it work. Seeing here, 50 to 60 FPS. You could play it like this if you wanted to. Can definitely make it work by just switching the settings up a little bit. I guess it depends what your definition of what a 4K GPU is, because in theory a 5090 isn't even a 4K GPU. If your metric is 4K native performance at 60 FPS, not even a 5090 can do that. So technically nothing is. No current gaming GPU is a 4K 60. So I guess it depends what that your metric of that is.
A hollow behind a roaring curtain. An apt description. The killer surely.
If it's
lurks
4K 60
nearby.
any which way, no matter what, any settings, you could pretty much make most GPUs do that. With DLSS and stuff. What is that? Is it some sort of shield?
Witness vengeance.
Whoa, that did a lot of damage.
You gotta put your neck into it.
So yeah, ultra performance should definitely give you that. I'll check that and I'll check frame generation and then we'll drop to 1440p. You tried that in the game's curse? What do you mean? It could be your CPU. If your game is breaking when you even switch the DLSS on, it could be your CPU. What CPU have you got? So we're getting ultra performance here. Getting about 65. This I do still think this will dip down. Likely under 60, but it's somewhat doable. Do you think you will notice the quality drop just a little bit? Still not terrible, but let's put our power down to almost 200 watts there as well. What is this game? Borderlands 4. Is this a mission, is it? It's telling me to go over there. Is the GPU temperature okay? Yeah. What, 56 degrees? What's, that's really low. What's wrong with 55 to 60 degrees? That's super low. My 5090 is like 90. 80 to 90 degrees normally. So 55 to 60. I'll easily take that.
The cream to silence the echo.
Nice little bedroom he's got here.
From dream. Embrace the end, and you're never alone.
It's an older Ryzen.
Sweetness
That could be the issue though. If you're
blood.
comparing what
And
the video you're
softness
comparing it to, what
with
CPU are they using?
Your path is at its end. The axe, the radio, the waterfall, it all leads here. To
Coffee or matcha?
The sadness. The sickness.
What is matcha? Honestly, I don't drink
Bitterness. Forever frozen.
green tea.
Free.
I don't drink coffee. I don't drink tea either.
Frozen. Free.
I literally just drink water.
Join me.
Water and vodka. That's it. Whoa. Holy smokes. How much health has he got?
So many questions. Who is the real killer? What is their motive? And what is on this radio?
The first ray of dawn.
Am I streaming from the same PC? No.
Of the
No, I have a
flight.
second
Are
one.
these the happiest hours of all? Or is it the hope in the deep of the night?
I have a stream PC.
The innocent faith before the fall. You've spilled but one drop.
Why does this game look
of
worse than
my
Borderlands 3?
sweetest blood.
I
Follow me.
don't even really remember what Borderlands 3 looks like. Don't all the Borderlands games look very, like, pretty much the
This
same?
man is merely a brainwashed pawn in the killer's twisted game. This
Borderlands
is
4
not
to me just looks the same as the other
Byron,
Borderlands
I killed the
games.
psychopath. I don't think that was the real killer.
I said this the other day, I feel like there's only so far you can take the art style, isn't there? It's not like incremental... I don't know, it's been so long since I saw any of the other Borderlands games. I guess maybe the lighting probably looks better in this game, but honestly, I'd have to see it side by side.
I will kill you first.
This is on badass settings, but with DLSS Ultra Performance, got it on to just have a look at that. I do just want to quickly check with frame generation on as well. I'll switch it back to quality. So yeah, definitely notice it's a little less sharp at Ultra Performance, but obviously it does double the FPS. Water does actually look quite good in this. That shield is insanely bright. If that's what it is it a shield? Is it a boss? Can I not cheese this from up here?
But I'm pretty. Think you can take me on? Hey, they scattered the Exorcist and everything.
This is just max level cheese right here. Just cheese it.
Slice. What determination!
Ready to get freaky.
Probably not the best thing to be trying to do at 30 FPS, but... we'll get there. We get frame generation on here. What's the latency like? 50 to 60 milliseconds of latency. We're going to go times 4. How much is that going to help us? Oh. So yeah, definitely definitely noticeable latency here. Obviously, that makes sense because our FPS is quite low. It's lower than really you'd want. I'm on fire, am I? Oh, he's flying now. Yeah, the latency is quite bad here. Dude, my health. Did I fail it because I went out? I'm not sure how it works. Where did it go? Oh, the shield's gone. Did I get it then? Is that... I'm quite sure what happened. I was concentrating on other things. Yeah, so definitely quite noticeable latency here, switching multi-frame generation on. Obviously, it's taking me up to about 120, 130 FPS there. But my latency has gone from... we had about 40 to 50, and it's about 80 here, 70 to 80. So it is, you know, somewhat doable, I guess. But if you play a lot of shooter games, you probably will notice the this kind of lagginess of it. It's not the worst I've ever seen, but it's not snappy either. Probably going 2 times would be better. I'm a little worried about my health here. There we go. It fails when you move out. Oh, right. That makes sense. I almost got it though, didn't I? On the stream, you're probably still seeing my native FPS, so it probably still looks like 30. If I just drop this down to 2 times, that should hopefully feel a bit better. I still probably wouldn't recommend frame generation because our native FPS is so low. Okay, yeah, this does feel better, but feel a bit snappier. Obviously not going to give you as much FPS, but it'll feel a little bit better. Game looks better than native. Yeah, of course. Purely just testing the different settings, though. Oh, it's over there now, is it? Thing is, I need health, ammo. Because the thing is, am I going to have to do it from the beginning? So, definitely a few different scenarios, different settings you can use. Depending on what you want. I feel like I've been there before. Almost definitely have done this before. Have I tried Badass Native at 4K? Yeah, we did, yeah. About 2025. I think that's a save point over here. I'm going to grab it and try and switch down to 1440p. Definitely, it doesn't like when I spin really quick with frame generation on either. Like, look how laggy that feels. Here we go. Any other settings you want to see quickly whilst I'm still at 4K before I switch it down? Switch down to 1440p. I think it looks alright graphics-wise. Oh, big star there. 4K high as in native, it's still very low. I'll show you quick, but it's still very low. Even, we did 4K with the lowest graphics and it was about 50. So 4K high still won't be that great either. You're getting it here, 30 to 40. You can't actually... At native 4K, you can't get higher than like 50, 55. You have to use upscaling to get any higher than that.
The wise rarely shout.
Because you switch all of the graphics to the absolute lowest, and the highest you'll get is like 50.
The man in middle, flying outlaws who never seem to get shot.
Obviously, if you put DLSS quality on there, if you did 4K low quality, you add another 20 to 25 FPS on top of that. I personally don't really like the low preset or just low graphics on this game, especially foliage. I think the lighting and stuff you can drop down quite a bit, but when you go low foliage, it just really doesn't look great because everything's just gone and it's just desolate land. Like, it just looks like that everywhere. So I'd try and keep it off that if possible, but I'd rather use DLSS quality and then use, like, you know, do it here, keep settings high, very high, and just use DLSS quality or something. Would probably be my personal, like, recommendation. You get pretty much 60 here. That's if you did want to do 4K. Obviously, it would be easier to just drop to 1440p, which I'll do. I'll do now. I just wanted to save it quick, which I think that hopefully that should have saved. And I'll quickly just restart it so it'll wipe the VRAM and stuff. I do actually think the water does look really good on this game. Look at that. Do make sure to drop a like on the stream as well if you haven't already. Let's even try and hit 100 by the end of the stream. I'm just going to quickly restart. And if I go main menu, I'll switch it to 1440p and then I'll just quickly restart. And I'll do it from... I'll change it on Windows as well. Just because... I don't know if it's fixed, but one issue I was having is if I full screen the game, it crashes loads. If I Windows full screen it, it seems fine. So I've kind of just stuck with that. I'll drop to 1440p there, but I will, like I say, I'm going to quickly just restart the game. Just so it'll, like, wipe the VRAM stats and stuff. Make it a bit more accurate. So, give me 2 seconds. Do have Dying Light, that new Dying Light game come out tomorrow as well, so hopefully check that. You subbed. Golky, you subbed. Thanks, I appreciate it. You want to get an 3D... well, like the 9800 X 3D. Only issue... I really like that, obviously, for gaming-wise, I think it's really good. The 9950 X 3D, it seems to... Does it not also have that core parking issues and stuff that the previous gen had? I still hear people having some issues with that. I'm going to switch that back to windowed full screen just so it doesn't crash. Dying Light has a new... Yeah, Dying Light the Beast, is it called? Dying Light the Beast, I think? Hang on. Yeah. Dying Light the Beast it's called. Which is the third one in the series, isn't it? Yeah. It's the third one. I have played the other two. I completed the second one. I don't think I completed the first game, but I have played it. So I'm just quickly going to switch it back to native 1440p. I'm at here. 2560 by 1440. I'm running DLSS, so it's native. There's no upscaling. There's no frame generation. I've got it maxed out graphics-wise. So we'll see how it deals with that, and then obviously we'll switch the settings up as we go. Gonna get MSI working. We ciao d'Italia. Ciao bella. That's it. That's all I got. Dying Light 2 is too glitchy. Was it in terms of what? I don't really glitchy in terms of like performance or buggy in terms of like game mechanics. Is that overlay? Hang on. I'll start the size of it. That should be alright. So 1440p here. Just about breaking 50, but we're definitely getting some dips under 46, 44. So that's still pretty tough, even at 1440p. Now, obviously, look, I'm getting dips down to 38 FPS here. Ugh. Has, I guess, doubled the FPS from 4K, but still some pretty aggressive dips. For a GPU that's aimed more at 1440p. It's still not going to be doable, especially if you obviously max the graphics. You could definitely, hopefully, we can make this work. If we optimize the graphics settings a little bit, should be able to get 60. Should check in a sec, but yeah, some 35 FPS. think 35 there is the lowest we've got. VRAM as well is pretty much exactly at 12. Well, 11.9 here, but it's sort of fluctuating just above 12, so that's like right on the limit of a 1440p sort of 12 gig GPU. Still stuttering a little bit as well. Definitely not completely smooth. I'd say maybe feels a bit better than 4K, but I am using MSI Afterburner, yeah.
Accept defeat, you silly bastards!
So yeah, I think maybe average somewhere around, got an average of 40 there. I think that will be the average, somewhere around there. I can't believe my system RAM too. 23 gigs of system RAM. Change it to high and you'll have 80. You're definitely not going to get 80 at high. It's not doubling the FPS at high. I'd be very surprised if it doubled it. There you go, 60. It's definitely not going to be 80. Only way it could be 80 is if you're using DLSS quality, you'd get 80. High right here will pretty much give you around about that 50 to 60, really. See what they are. I'll reset the lows here. Still, frame time does look a bit choppy though. Spot VRAM down actually quite a bit. Can I get up there without having to go? Isn't that mission that I already did? I swear I already did that.
More obstacles fall before my righteous quest.
Pretty sure I already did. Oh no, it's going right. Can I go around? Can I go round? Or that looks like I can, doesn't it? Yeah, it might just about average 60 there, which is not too bad. Graphics obviously aren't going to look quite as good as badass, but still looks fairly good.
A pity I'm not thirsty.
Got a feeling it might be up there, you know. I think the mission's up there. This is how you play the game with this. Same PC, you have much more FPS. If you're getting 80, though, you must be using something else. Doesn't make sense otherwise. 20 FPS is too much of a difference for supposedly the same graphics settings. You've almost definitely got something on. Possibly you've got something overridden, maybe Nvidia app level. You can't possibly be running the same settings with the same GPU and be getting 80. That doesn't make sense. You most definitely have something else on and you maybe just haven't realized. At the moment, I'm 1440p with a high preset. At the moment.
Is simply not enough to stop me. Bullets, perhaps.
No, you don't. Well, I'd ask you to double check because you must do. It doesn't make sense otherwise. You're like outperforming a 9070 XT as well, which doesn't make sense. What performance do you get with badass settings at 1440p native? Because it sounds to me like you're using DLSS quality. That's what it sounds like. Because if we put that on here, you'll probably get about 80. That's what it sounds like to me. There. Yeah, about 90. Even 100. I'd maybe check your Nvidia app too. You possibly have got something on there. Because you're getting much higher performance than a 9070 XT, and we know 9070 XT performs better in this game, so it doesn't make sense. You have 64 gigs of RAM. That I have 64 as well. That wouldn't make a difference. The amount of RAM you have wouldn't make a difference. The game doesn't need that much RAM. It wouldn't make any difference. You almost definitely just have something. You almost definitely just have something on. I'd check this here. What have you got on here? I'd check frame generation, and then also what I'd do is I'd check your Nvidia app too, because a lot of people have stuff overridden in the Nvidia app and they don't realize. Sometimes people have stuff like try and show you here. Sometimes people have like, you can obviously override your models and the frame generation modes. Sometimes people have it overridden on like ×2 in the Nvidia app. In the game, it wouldn't be obvious. Let me know what your native 1440p badass FPS is as well, though. And we can make a judgment off that. Yeah, pretty good. That's what I would say, like here, I'm getting about 80, 85 with DLSS quality on. That's what makes me think you probably possibly have that on. Or you're just in an area of the map where you're indoors or something, like, or you're in a cave, you'd get higher. If you're near water, you'll get lower. But you're getting... A difference is 20 to 25 FPS. Doesn't make sense. That's too big of a difference for it to just be variance, hardware variance. That's got to be setting difference. That's too much. Maybe 5 FPS, I'd give it hardware variance, but 20 to 25 FPS is like you've actually using just different settings at that point.
May you be forgiven.
It's too big of a difference. Outperforming a 5080 as well with that, which doesn't make sense either.
There's one. Get that fruit.
It's 32 gigs of RAM, fine. Yeah, I mean you can see I'm using about 24 here. So 32 is fine. What have I got to do here then? Well, so much smoother with DLSS quality on, pretty good. Sometimes breaking 100 FPS as well. What have I got to do here? I've got to kill them 9 out of 10. Gather fruit. Oh, right,
There
okay.
you go, see? Nothing to it.
I think there's one more enemy, though. 9 out of 10.
Far from fresh. No good for my purposes. Find me another.
Oh, I hear one.
Nice. Except the coloration on that one sucks. It's gonna have no flavor at all. Try again. Won't be forever though. Grandmammy tried to get Grandpappy to patent.
That's that done.
Helper, but he was never real entrepreneur. He wasn't no businessman. Man, you got some kind of bad luck, huh? That's the worst one yet.
That's not good. Oh, this ain't good. This ain't good. It does have frame generation, yeah. I don't have it on right now, though. I can switch that on, check that in a sec. What the hell? For some reason, I've got no sprint animation. Do you see that? Yeah, reflex is on already. You can't switch frame generation on without having, like, it automatically enforces reflex. We've got it on here. Like, you see it's grayed out. You can't switch frame generation on without it. Do we want badass graphics again? With that? What graphics preset? What? It's bugged for me. I can't sprint. Look. It's like, oh my god, it's actually fully bugged. Look, that's my sprint animation. What the hell? Oh no. It's fully chalked. Where's the last bit of fruit that I need? Oh my god. It sounds like I'm sprinting, but I'm not. Is this what's going on down here? Oh, it's there, it's there. Oh, okay, I've got it back now.
Nice curvature, supple body. Oh yeah, that's the one. Now head on back and let's get started. Hey, what do you think about me naming my moonshine after myself? Is that, what's the word, pretentious? Old Shammy's family shine.
You're running frame gen on 5070 Ti. I assume you mean multi-frame generation though, right? I mean, I've got 2 times here. Getting about 120. I've gave you 200. You must be using 4 times. This is just 2 times. Pretty acceptable. Obviously, latency-wise, looks relatively okay. I'm getting about 40 milliseconds. Not going to notice any difference here. Check out 4 as well. Are these all side missions?
More of the order are moving in.
Oh, I've done this bit already. I'm noticing, obviously, GPU usage here is actually fluctuating a bit as well. 95. the latency in 4 times. It depends. It depends what your base FPS is. At 4K, yeah. But that's because the base FPS is like 20. You'll definitely notice the frame gen latency. But at 1440p, it'll be a lot better. So like I'm seeing here, it's not that much different to like 2 times. I'm getting about 40, pretty much like somewhere between maybe 38 and 45 milliseconds of latency, which is mostly okay. I always think once you start getting close to like maybe between 60 and 80 milliseconds in like a fast-paced shooter game, you'll definitely probably notice that. If you play shooters a lot and like you're used to the kind of, you know, you've got muscle memory of like what it feels like, you'll probably start to notice it kind of at 60 to 80. It won't be as snappy. If I fully switch that off though, latency without that, it drops by, what's that, maybe like 10 milliseconds it adds, which like isn't really like that much realistically. So like in probably any other game, if you're playing some other maybe single player slower paced game, there's no way you're ever even being able to tell 10 milliseconds. But then it gets more likely the kind of faster paced the game is really. I don't really think, personally for me, switching that on there between 30 and 40, from what I just saw, I couldn't tell the difference. Only reason I know there's a difference is because I can see the metric, but if you didn't have any stats on the screen, it'd be honestly very, very hard to tell the difference. Do you notice it get a bit blurry image-wise? I feel like, from my perspective, with no stats on the screen, I could maybe tell, but that's just because I've seen it so much. There are sometimes weird tell signs, like I don't know how easy it is to see on the stream, but not from like a latency perspective, but you can tell a bit more if you do stuff like this. You can kind of tell sometimes that something's going on. But in terms of what it feels like, it feels exactly the same to me, like snappy-wise. That poor thing in the front there didn't stand a chance. Shot his head clean off. Can I test Oblivion Remastered? I already did test that. Test that on release. Game is very stuttery, yeah, I mean, when I first tested that game, it was terrible. If it's still as stuttery, I don't really have any need to really test that again. Unless it's fixed, but if it's still as stuttery, when I first played it, it was terrible. So if it hasn't been improved at all, I'm not sure what I would test, because it would be the same as when I last saw it.
All right, now, we gotta bust it up a little. Now, we don't need the whole fruit, you see, just its skin. Bust out the fruit and toss it, would you?
Thanks for the benchmarks. That's all right. I'm glad it's helpful. Plus, also, I want to test the new Dying Light game tomorrow.
Give it the old body slam.
I'd rather test that than sort of games I've already tried. I'll try Oblivion again if they've fixed it, but if it's still stuttering loads, I've kind of already seen it. Already streamed it a few times already. So I don't really need to see that again. Remove the seed. Ow. Do I punch it? Oh, how do I do this? How do I, There we go.
Next, we're gonna need a geyser nugget.
I forgot how to do that.
Not to be confused with guys or nuggets. The chicken restaurant / all-male erotic venue.
What are the settings do you want to see whilst I'm at 1440p? Do you want to try low graphics as well? I don't think we saw that. medium or low.
Gotta be careful with geyser nuggets.
We could
Let
maybe
one
see
hit
what the
ground,
absolute
it's like
max
a million
FPS is I
higher
can
than
get
that
here.
moon we got now.
We drop this down to
You'll
ultra
need to
performance
snatch
or
one
something.
Right out of the air and don't drop it.
How do I have so low CPU usage? Does yours always stay above 70%? Because I got a feeling it'll hit like 70% to 100% for me when it's doing shaders. But after that, I guess it depends what settings you're using though. If you're running what resolution, it's going to depend on what resolution and what settings you're running. If you're running maybe 1440p ultra performance with low or something, it's going to be much heavier CPU wise. This would be the absolute max you can go. Oh no, actually the absolute max we can go is this. Low graphics, multi-frame generation ×4, ultra performance. But I'll show you it here. You see my CPU usage now? It's because I've changed the graphics. And it's doing shaders. But this should iron out. Once it finishes, it should drop. In theory, but it could be because it could be now just because of the settings that I'm using. Very CPU bound settings, low graphics, ultra performance, DLSS. You'll have to let us know what settings you're running. Jump, crouch, yeah, I got it. Yeah, you're seeing here, look, 40% now. It's because I switched the graphics settings. Comes down though, but here we go. Now we're talking 350 FPS. Easy. Obviously, you'll definitely notice the difference graphics-wise here now. Looks pretty horrendous. Almost hitting 400.
You are making progress.
VRAM come down to about 8 gig there. Does seem to hit about 8 gig if you drop all the graphics, but obviously noticing a lot of just visual issues, bit of ghosting around the weapon as well. Foliage is obviously looking terrible. Almost seeing like the geometry on the... Is this water? What is it? Do I jump in that? Hitting 400 in there. Definitely looks very fuzzy. I look even in the what do you call this? The sight. Do you see? Yeah, you must be able to see this on the stream. Kind of a little hard to tell, to be honest, but I can definitely see that ghosting there when I move quick. If I move very fast, it'd probably be worse. It's definitely against the water, it does it. But obviously, dropping the settings to just their absolute lowest.
A geyser that fails to expel anything is merely a hole in the ground.
I reckon it's fit to burst. Just needs a little coaxing. Shake the ground and it'll release the goods.
Shake the ground.
Behold!
Bring it on back now. Don't drop it now, unless you want to go all the way back for another.
What is it? Run, Luke, run.
Nobody better mess with me.
Ghost it. Oh. No!
Not to drop it. Now you gotta go and fetch it.
No! Oh. Oh no. Oh. You know what I was trying to do there when you said the ghosting? I thought, oh, I'll ADS and I'll show you again. ADS button was throw. It threw it at the... Press my right mouse. No, I did. Bad. Bad idea. For some reason, I thought even if I did throw it, I could probably just pick it up again. But okay, at least I know you can absolutely not throw it. Why is it a different color? I'm rich. Not really. Spent all my money on GPUs, so like, if I didn't buy any GPUs, I'd probably be quite wealthy, but... it all goes to GPUs and PCs. I think I need another one. Yeah, it's the wrong one. How do I know? Oh, I see.
Bring it on back now.
Bring it on back now.
You want to go all the way back for another anyway.
What are these guys up to? Cheeky little rave. Right, any other settings you want to see whilst I'm at 1440p? I think we'll check, go back to native and try... Try, low graphics.
You do not.
That looked like a good sub. Level 10. We could drop some of this. Get that level 11.
I respect that. In return, I will bring you
Get that level 11.
a bounty of glass.
Get that in there. Yeah, look at this, 0.1% low 4. Obviously, frame generation does break MSI recording there, so it's... I'm gonna go back to natives to switch all that off. So I'm gonna go 1440p low. Got DLAA on. Everything set to the low here. Should hopefully... Yeah, get about 100. Like I said earlier, I personally don't really like... I try and stay away from low graphics on this because it just looks so empty. With all the foliage set to low. What is that, aiming? Or like this? It's my hacks. Look. Easy. Why is that? Why am I not hitting it? There's a bit of like bullet drop. This ain't doing any damage, is it?
My quest cannot be halted.
Yeah, we'll do 1080p in a little bit. Just let me know any other settings you want to see whilst I'm still at 1440p. We can check them out and then I'll drop. What did I have to do here? Oh, that wasn't even it. That's not good.
Tremble before the tempest.
Who wants to get flaming punch?
Begin!
Where's this mission then?
More obstacles fall before my righteous quest.
Don't fret now, that thing's got 8 more lives. Let's get caught it on the last one, in which case, good riddance. Now bring it.
What's that? Very high preset. I'll do that apart from I will switch motion blur off just because I can't stand it. What was it? DLSS unbalanced. This is DLSS 4 as well, remember, so I am overriding it in the Nvidia app. So if you're not using DLSS 4, you'll get obviously slightly higher FPS, but the image quality won't be as good.
Flies.
If you're using the other model, you obviously get slightly higher FPS, but worse image quality. Look how much better this looks compared to low graphics. What have I got to do here? Gather something. I can't actually see. I've somehow got 6 out of 9. I don't even know what it is though. I can't quite see because it's behind the overlay. Is it those things? How much better the water looks here as well. You're getting about 80 FPS there. Still does occasionally stutter though. Frame time looks a bit choppy, doesn't it? I have DLSS 4. It has the upscaling, but not frame generation. Not multi-frame generation. Well, not even normal frame generation. They drop. Yeah, how do I get them to like respawn? Have I got to leave? The 4080 and 58 had identical performance. Oh, right. I mean, there's not much when you look between even the 4090, 5090 in most games. A lot of the time, there isn't a massive difference performance-wise in there.
And we're gonna use it for plant-based cure it. And when it's finished, I'm gonna be rich. This plan's the last thing
I think I managed to do it without even going to the area.
That felt expensive.
Is that the waypoint? DLSS is auto-enabled. What do you mean by auto-enabled? DLSS 4 is auto-enabled? No. You still have to make sure it's on the Nvidia app. You can mod it though. You shouldn't need to though. You shouldn't need to mod it. If you had the, I'd rather do it officially than mod it. You have no need. You have no reason to mod it.
Okay, now let's get to brewing. Recipe says to mash up the scent gland with the seed. Really get those juices all.
I'd always much prefer to use the official version than mod it if I can. Only time I'd ever mod it is if it wasn't available at all. Otherwise, if it's available officially, always use that.
That should knock the stink off of pangolin. Take it bowling. Not all.
It's like with Optiscaler. If it's available, like FSL4 is available officially, you're still much better off using that than for Optiscaler, because you just get other issues with Optiscaler. It's not going to look as good.
Get off one swig of wasty face and never remember. Right back the next night. Wasn't worth the trouble. Decided to call the stuff wasty face, by the way.
5070 Ti Super. Yeah, I mean, I don't know how accurate. Is there any actual really accurate rumors on like when we're actually getting stuff, or if we are getting that yet? Or is it all still just speculation? Is that boss again?
Not to speak ill of my customer base, but just
where am I throwing this?
Consorting with rippers, and that ain't even the worst of it. Just look, every one of them. Hey, you done it. Now you gotta shoot a hole in the keg, but not until you get all them drunkards underneath it.
I will use the microphone to gain their attention. Those wishing to increase their inebriation should direct themselves under the keg immediately.
$24 gig. Is that the is that on the 5070 Ti Super as well then, and the 5080 Super? Party time.
And it's in a fight. The Rippers have taken issue with their forced sobriety.
What? They just turn on me. They're really taking a lot of damage. Smack him. That is so many. What on earth?
Now, who needs a drink?
I'd love to get comfortably sauced, but this keg ain't it. Let's go see what old Sammy's got.
24, yeah, definitely interested in the 5080 Super at 24 gig. It'd just be pricing though. What will the pricing be like? Hopefully, we'll see something similar to maybe the 4080 Super in that. It was slightly better performance, but it was cheaper, wasn't it, on retail on release on day one. It'd be cool if we saw a 5080 Super with 24 gigs of VRAM and slightly cheaper than what the 5080 was. Like, I feel like that'd be at least in the right direction. You're getting more for your money at least.
Savage Savior and Amon.
Consider it done. Hey, I know it's rough.
So if you ever need to take the edge off, you know where to find me.
Right, gonna check. I'm gonna drop it down to 1080p quick as well, and then I've probably got about 20 minutes because I want to try and check the Champions League. What game do I watch? I think I'll probably watch Chelsea Bayern. I think watch Harry Kane drop a hat trick against Chelsea. Whew. Easy. Right, I'll give it a quick, let's quickly just restart. $750. How much was the 5070 Ti in dollars? I don't even remember how much mine was in pounds. I always pay a bit more because I just absolutely go for it day one. Always end up paying more anyway. Although, to be fair, I got the 5090 Founders Edition for, like, retail. And that's actually the cheapest. That's the cheapest model. £1,900. £1,950. Cheapest model at that time. Other models are like, well, they were like £2,500. In my experience, have I been enjoying playing the 9070 XT or 5070 Ti? I don't know. There's not really much in it between them two, really. The 5070 Ti is nicer to have in my PC purely because if I game off stream, like the only thing I think that's really let AMD. I really like the 9070 XT. The only thing that gets on my nerves a bit is the FSR4 support. It's like really poor in games. Like there's like way less games with it, and you have to obviously use Optiscale and stuff, which is fine, but it's just a bit annoying. Like it's a bit more sort of smoother to just with Nvidia. It's sort of got DLSS support in so many more games, especially on release too. I think AMD got a bit better recently with it. There seems to be more games coming out where it has it from day one, which is good, but in terms of performance between the two, I don't really think there's that much difference, really. As an overall average, they're all very similar. I'm just trying to... I just realised, actually, it's not coming from the stream, is it? So I'll just change to 1080p. Because, yeah, stuff like multi-frame generation, I don't really care about, so, like, that's not really a big deal for me. I don't lean really, like, more towards a 5070 Ti compared to that, because it doesn't really bother me. The fact that AMD don't have that, but I never really use it. So I'm at 1080p. Let me just quickly... 1080p here, 1920 by 1080. Graphics maxed out here. That's set to badass. I'm using DLAA, so there's no upscaling, no frame generation. Everything graphics-wise is maxed. 9070 XT is like 100 less. Yeah, to be honest, when I bought them both, they're very similar priced. There wasn't really much difference between them. I ended up actually paying more than retail for the 9070 XT, and then I got the 5070 for maybe just slightly above 2. The prices were like very similar. I think I ended up paying like quite a bit more actually for the 9070 XT. There weren't really any like retail price models. They were all quite expensive on day one. I think the cheap ones sold out like really quick. So getting about, look, 1080p here, getting about 60. That is pretty outrageous, that. That average is 62 here. But the real concern, I think, 1080p, the graphics maxed. Look at my VRAM, 10 gig. That's the real worry, I think. If you're trying to do 1080p on an 8 gig GPU, you're going to have to go for like medium or high graphics. I guess you run the risk of it crashing maybe with it maxed. Still getting some dips down here. Look, 55 FPS, even at 1080p. Some really, really big dips. Power as well has come down a bit, 230. So it's still overall system RAM as well, 21 gigs still. It's still just absolutely brutal to play. Bit of choppiness in the frame time as well. Coping for the 9080 XT rumors. Yeah, I only think, to be honest, I'm not really convinced because AMD explicitly said they wouldn't be doing anything. That, like, the 9070 XT would be the highest end for this gen. That's why I would just doesn't make sense why they would U-turn on that. I think it would make more sense to U-turn on it from like a lower tier perspective, but why? How all of a sudden would they have a better high tier of stuff they were saving for next gen? It just doesn't, I don't know, I'm not convinced by that. Because it almost then feels like, why are they not just putting more effort into next gen, making something really, really good, if you see what I mean. Honestly, if you wait for Super, might as well wait for next gen. The thing is, though, in my opinion, in more recent years, you're better off going for the Super variants. Like, you get a better price for what you're getting, and you can also get one. If you wait until the like initial gen, it's way more overpriced, I think, than the Super variants. At least for the 40 series. That's what we saw. You're better off waiting for that series. And you could actually get one. Stuff's still sold out, but that's what it's been like in recent years. Like, the 4080 Super was much better than the 4080 from just like a price to what you get comparison. And I feel like less people... It's more of the mentality of, like, it's not such a bigger launch, you know? So, like, less people are interested, and I think you can have more of a chance of, like, getting one as well. Could be wrong, though. I mean, who knows? I feel like, to be honest, it could be the other way, because people are really not that impressed by the initial gens. People might be more interested in the Supers, you know? It's hard to tell. I'm just going off the last one, 40 series was like. But I felt like with 40 series, people were quite interested in that initial gen, so people maybe were less interested in the Supers. Holy smokes.
Wasn't clear.
54 FPS, 1080p, I know, it's pretty rough, isn't it? Have to wait for like 4 months after launch to get a card at a decent price. Well, that's my point. On Supers, it kind of isn't like that so much. At least when I got my 4080 Super, I got that fairly easily, and I got it for retail too, which was cheaper than the 4080 was. So, like, much better for that. I'm just trying to get over. I've already done this bit. I've already shot these guys. I'll just run through it. .24 be scooped up. Yeah, it's overall obviously no one knows. That's the thing. Like the truth is no one knows. You can speculate for forever. With that point though, if you just keep waiting till next gen, well, that one comes out. I might as well wait till the one after that. I mean, you'll be doing that forever. There's always something new in there. What is it that I've got to do? Well,
All that metal for nothing.
this is looking spicy.
More of the time.
You got your 5080 for retail. Yeah, but the 5080 retail was... my hope is the super variants will be slightly cheaper. That's what we saw the 4080 Super as, a bit cheaper than the 4080, so... if that's the case, they'll probably will get snapped up. I ain't got any ammo. Let's drop the graphics down a little bit. Go to high. Should hopefully have a bit better FPS. Getting about 60 if we leave it maxed out. It's taken us up to about 80 to 90, so that's a bit better. I've got another mission here. Find portrait.
On my to-do list.
We paid €1,100 for a 3080. Oof.
So do you not wish for...
That's crazy.
Because I will. Literally anytime you want. Anyway, when you're ready, use that key card on the entry console.
Was that during COVID? During COVID, yeah. That's what's kind of crazy is people do complain about pricing now, which, as they should, but if you compare it to those prices, that is like absolutely ridiculous. People forget how bad it was.
I have gained precious knowledge.
Wow, that almost killed me. What's it I'm looking for then? Not entirely sure what I'm looking for. No! What an idiot. I didn't think that would kill me in one. That is an absolute disaster. No one around to oh god. Absolute noob central. We'll cut that out. We'll cut that out of the stream. Can't be having that.
I perish, I am reborn. Such is life.
Let's have a quick look at... Let me know any other settings you want to see whilst I'm at 1080p, because I have to go in like maybe 10 minutes. Otherwise I'm going to miss the football. I'm just going to go max graphics again. Check out some DLSS and stuff. With quality there, pretty much gives you about the same FPS, doesn't it, as what we just had. For some reason the gravel looks really blurry. Almost looks like it's not loaded in yet.
These order soldiers may not bleed, but they break nicely.
Is 5080 good? 5080 is good, yeah. I just wouldn't buy anything right now. If we're going to get a 5080 Super next year, there's no point in buying anything right now. The rumours are true, you get more VRAM on it, there's no point buying a 5080 really. At least wait until that comes out and then make a decision. Have I done 1440p DLSS quality high? Yes, yeah, we did all that already. Did those presets at least. Oh. Hello. Get rid of that. Here we go. Ah. Why does that just not seem that great? Damn it, I thought this would be, it's almost like a grenade launcher or something.
May you transcend your synthetic wrongs.
See, I prefer this gun. What was all that? $1080p, yeah. With these settings. It's path tracing. Game doesn't have path tracing. There's so many people here.
My quest cannot be halted.
Then quickly add, we had frame generation, put that to ×4. That's obviously going to boost our FPS up to like pretty insane, I should imagine. Yeah, getting that here. Shouldn't have any issues at 1080p in frame generation really. Latency's going to be fine. I can't tell any difference here straight away. Still at about 30 to 40 milliseconds. Not going to change too much. Cannot disable it. Yeah, I think maybe you're confused between Lumen though, and it's not path tracing. Path tracing is something different. You're just thinking of Lumen software ray tracing. Smack him! Where'd he go? What the hell? Actually, I thought he flew like really far. It has Lumen software. Yes, yeah, exactly. That's what I said, yeah. If it had path tracing, you would have like a you'd hope to have it'd be similar to like Black Myth Wukong in that you'd have like you'd have an in-game setting that would say like hardware full ray tracing. You could switch it on and off. Oh my god. Dude, that thing hits like a train. Just cheese it. I don't think you can get down there. Oh, it can hit me though. What was that? Oh, there was a gun somewhere. Did it fall in? There was a green gun, it looked like. Right, any other settings you want to see quickly whilst I'm still at 1080p? Because I'm going to have to go in a sec. Should we get frame generation back off and maybe just have a look at balanced performance maybe? It's a bigger difference. Path tracing, yeah, of course, but it's because it's more detailed in terms of the lighting. It's like an extension of ray tracing, full ray tracing, but it's obviously it's gonna make your performance a lot worse though. Hey, Mahawk, yo.
These order soldiers may not bleed, but they break nicely.
What is that? Fuzziness around that? Oh, that's a weapon, isn't it?
Rippers on the prowl.
You what, mate? I'm stuck on something. What weapons we got down here then? Sniper. Oh no. That was close.
The most disappointing element of mortal life is frailty. That is why you must give yourself over to one who will never know sickness or death. He is far beyond our
Right. Anyway, guys, I'm going to have to head off. I'm going to try and catch the Champions League. Try and watch Chelsea get absolutely battered. But I will be back on tomorrow similar time. Like I say, I'll try and going to check out Dying Light the Beast, the new game. So if you're interested in that, make sure to subscribe. I should go live similar time. I'll hopefully probably switch back maybe to the 9070 XT. Check it out on that first, but then I'll obviously check it out on these other GPs as well. Maybe 5090 on Friday. But thanks a lot for watching. Hopefully I'll catch you tomorrow. And have a good evening. See you later.